Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ian.
And I'm Ash.
And this is our new home on wheels.
In our last video, we mentioned a big announcement, and we can't really get into this video without telling you about why we bought this setup. So let's get into it. Okay, ready? We're not pregnant or engaged. We're going to Alaska. This has been a dream of ours for a long time now, and it just wasn't going to easily be possible with the bus.
We bought a 2019 F350, and it's an XLT. It was from Saskatchewan, Canada, and apparently they don't salt the roads there. So if you're from Saskatchewan, let me know if that's true or not, because it's too cold. So technically this shouldn't be all corroded and salty, and I did check that before we bought it and it looked good. It does come with a grid heater because it was from Saskatchewan. I don't know if we'll ever use that, but it may come in handy for Alaska. It is a long bed, so we wanted to be able to tuck in a decently sized camper in it. It came with these nice little side steps. We didn't have to buy those, which is nice, and they're Westons, which are high end for off-road truck stuff. They're on a 275/70 R18, and I think they're Wrangler Duratrex. Yes, they are. They're not my favorite tire. I know some people like these tires, but they've been proven to not do well for us. They don't really like to grip, even just this. They kind of just slide around, and they've been wearing really bad, and we need new tires. So if you guys have any recommendations for what you run on your rigs like Tacomas or F350s, put it in a comment so I can see it, and then hopefully we can get some nice new tires based on your guys' recommendation. And then one of the options was a camper package, so it does have that little extra leaf spring in there to help with that bounce, which is nice. Otherwise I would have had to put an add-a-leaf or an airbag or something like that in it, so it's great that it came with it right out of the get-go. We bought these torque lifts tie downs. These are they're supposed to be the best and most secure way to keep your camper from sliding around. They just tie in direct. They bolt in directly to your frame, so they're pretty sturdy. They're solid steel. They're powder coated, so you don't have to worry about corrosion. When we bought the camper, the guy did help us get it hooked on, because we thought these tie downs were going to fit, but they were just too short, so we jury rigged up these chains, some grade 8 bolts and washers to kind of keep it there. So these aren't tie downs, these are the turnbuckles. This is the tie down. These are Happy Jack turnbuckles. It's the same people who make our jacks. They're not as nice as like a torque lift or fast gun ones, but these aren't also super ideal because I don't think these were meant to be used in this fashion. These Happy Jack turnbuckles are meant to be tied into your bed, which we probably could jury rig it, but then we would need a whole new setup, and these kind of make the camper move around a little bit in the bed, like it slides back and forth, so they're not super ideal. So we want to buy new torque lift fast guns, but they're like $900 for a set of 4. So right now this is good and it works. You can run the camper off of the alternator while you're driving, or if you're just low on battery, you can just start it up. And we do have the heavy duty alternator and the power equipment group as an add-on, which was nice. This truck came loaded, and it's only an XLT, but they pretty much picked every single factory option that you could get for this truck. They even had the carpet delete and everything, so you don't have to worry about it. We took the tailgate off because you would think with an 8-foot bed that the camper would just slide in and then you can just close your tailgate, but it's not the case because they have rubber bump outs in the front of the camper to stop it from sliding into your cab and totaling your whole vehicle probably. So we just took it off. We could have kept it on and had this little platform, but I figured it'd be easier to take it off and then we can just throw something on the hitch, which will be nice. And that's where these rear tie downs are right on the hitch. Here's our exhaust. It's a 20-pound propane tank, and I think would be nice to have another one of these, because I'm sure this is going to go somewhat quickly unless we're hooked up to electricity and we can run our fridge off the electric instead of the propane. So Alaska has some rough roads, so we wanted a high clearance and 4x4, and we got a pretty smoking deal on this. It is a used work truck. It's got lots of scratches and it's not pretty, but we only paid like $36 for it, and we put like $5K down, so $30K for a loaded F350, and with all the options, it's pretty hard to beat. When we bought it, it had 68,000 miles, which is pretty good, especially for the price range. We cannot find another truck like this for this price. They're all 60, 70,000 plus. I mean, you've seen trucks nowadays, like new F350s are 100K plus. Same thing with the camper. I mean, we're so glad we jumped on this. We cannot find another camper for this price. It's just not possible. Everyone's doing the truck camper thing now, so good luck finding one.
Yeah, we paid $20,000 for this camper, which is what we got for the bus. So ultimately, it really worked out for us, and we're super happy with what we have here.
So it did have the FX4 package, and it has a 40-gallon gas tank, which I think you can only get with an 8-foot bed. So we kind of got lucky on that. It does hurt at the pump, but your fuel range is...
We're only getting 10.5 miles per gallon.
I don't want to think about it. But we do have 40 miles per gallon, which is nice. It kind of extends our range a little bit because it is gas, it's not diesel. I didn't want a modern diesel for a lot of obvious reasons. Emissions mainly. It does have a full-length skid plate on the fuel tank and on the front diff, or the front area, whatever you want to call that, because it is a 4x4. I'm not a mechanic, I don't know.
And you're probably thinking we're rich with this setup, but we're actually poor. Just kidding. We're not poor, but we're definitely not rich.
Not after buying that thing.
And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, our 2022 Adventurer 80RB. Come on in. So right as you come in here, we have our beautiful bathroom with our cassette toilet. So what's really nice about our bathroom is we have this skylight so that you can fully stand up while you're taking a shower. It's got this neat little shower head, which is just like the one we had in the bus essentially.
Good shelf for all your storage things. We do want to put some sort of keeper here so we can
prevent things from falling off.
Yeah, it's sliding everywhere.
There's a little light here and a vent.
Shower curtain. Cassette toilet, and then a little cover for your... Oh, hello, TP. Oh, it like rolls up.
That's cool.
That's fancy.
A bathroom was non-negotiable for me. Some people can do without them, but I ain't going out number 2 at 3 a.m. So
with all the grizzles.
Yeah.
And we have a outdoor shower, so we can kind of do indoor-outdoor depending on if it's nice out.
Moving on to our little kitchen here, we have a 2-burner Dometic stove. Unfortunately, we don't have an oven, but Ian's mom did get us this beautiful Dutch oven for Christmas, which we're so excited about. We do have this microwave here, but we're kind of thinking about deleting it and putting in another cabinet. We're not sure that we're going to use it so much, but once we get into living in here, we'll see if we actually need it or not. I love that there's a good amount of counter space. However, the last guy that owned this did have an air fryer here and it burnt our countertop. So I am kind of thinking of doing like a vinyl peel-in stick. And of course, we have our cute little sink here. Next, we have our queen size bed here. What I really love about this camper is that the bed faces north-south, because in the bus, I was constantly having to climb over Ian to get out of the bed. And it's super nice that each side of the bed has its own windows. We have a little bit of cabinet space here. There's a drawer there and a little cubby on that side. And then we've got all of this space on the back to put clothing and whatnot. And the best part is if you don't want to make the bed, you just close the partition. And here we have our 3-in-1 Dometic fridge/freezer. I don't think it was ever used because the guy who owned it just didn't even use it. There was plastic still in it. So this can run off of propane, electricity, and battery. Down here we have our nice little propane heater that we can enjoy while we're sitting on the couch. We had couches and a table in the bus, but it was super inconvenient because you had to unmake and remake the bed every time you wanted to use them. So this will just be so much easier.
Yeah, and since this place is a little bit smaller, it's nice to have kind of like a designated place to eat, which is cool. And we don't have to eat on the bed or unmake the bed just to have dinner. It's pretty sturdy, which is nice. It slides in and out. A pretty generous range, and you can even slide it. Or if you were working and nobody was over here, you could put your laptop here and turn it. Another cool thing too is this turns into a separate bed. So in case you have hobos or friends sleeping over, you can have them sit right here and have a little extra bed. I think there's a place for this to go. I just don't know where.
Just like that. Super simple, super easy. You got yourself a nice little bed.
Yeah, you could definitely stretch out into this. Your feet over here, up here. It's doable. Not for big lads, but...
Basically, don't come visit us.
Yeah. We don't have space for you, sorry.
And then just flip it right back up.
Shoot roly-polies, and you're good to go.
Simple, easy couch. Everyone said to us, won't you be downsizing? Which technically we did, but technically it's kind of like the same amount of space that we had in the bus.
Just less space to collect junk.
Yeah, considering there's like 5 cabinets and 3 drawers to put things in here.
Yeah, they could have utilized the space in here a little bit better, but we're gonna fix that by adding some stuff.
Yeah, there's just weird things where it's not the same on one side as it is on the other. Like Ian's side of the bed has a little drawer and my side has like a cubby, and it just, I feel like things could have been more equal, but that probably has to do with weight.
I think the dry weight is like 1,600 pounds, and then the wet weight is, or the build weight is more like 2,000 pounds, and that's why you have to be careful looking at truck campers because they do lie about their weights a lot. Like, yeah, maybe 2,000 pounds, but when it's fully loaded, it's more like 3,000.
Right, because we were looking at the Bigfoots and the Northern Lights before, but ultimately we decided to go with the Adventurer because it is still a 4-season camper, but it is very lightweight compared to some of them.
It's the lightest weight camper that you can get that still has an AC, a shower, stove, cooktops, all the nice amenities that you'd want, but lightweight still. That is another downside to the camper, is it's less space, so you have less freshwater storage. We have about 15 gallons of freshwater storage, and then we have, I think it's 6 gallons in the water heater, so it's about 20-ish gallons, but just carry a couple extra 5-gallon jugs and you should be okay for a little bit.
What's nice though is that we have the extra space in the cab, so we can store things in there if we need to. And another serious plus for us is just having the comfortability of driving. The bus was so uncomfortable to drive with no AC. She would get so hot and tired. We would only push her to do like 4 to 5 hour drives, and she would just get so uncomfortable, and so would we.
It's loud. With the truck we can drive as long as we want in comfort with heat and AC, and it's really nice. So we have a little infotainment system. You can turn it on. You can hook up your phone, or it does radio or CDs. I don't know who has CDs anymore, but you can do it. And then you can do speakers on the outside, inside, and in the front. And we have storage here. and storage right here, which is nice. And then right here is how we kind of use our power awning, this little button, and then there's an awning light that goes with it. The awning on this side is crank only, but the one on the back is out. But it's nice to have two awnings. And then we have a nice 110 plugs here, which is good to have in case you want to do workstation stuff. Hook up a little extension cord. Here's your little info pump. You have water heater, your water pump, entry lights, porch lights for the outside. Tells you, this is our little solar system, and this tells you if your freshwater tank's how full it is, your black tank, and your gray water tank, which is nice because in the bus we just had to guess. Here's your solar charge controller. We have two 100 amp hour Battle-Born batteries, and this is kind of nice to have. It's also Bluetooth. We have this little vent thing here, which we didn't have in the bus. A little cook light, which is nice. And then we have this nice AC. I don't know how many BTUs it is, but I'm sure it is quite a lot of BTUs. This will probably cool off the space very quickly. Our propane heater cools it off super fast. No, not cool. Heats it up quite fast. There's this weird little storage down here, which we could use probably for kitchen stuff, but I think that's how you access your water system. Probably how you like turn it on and off, or if you wanted to put it in storage or something. You could probably put stuff down there. And then between the legs here is our little fuse box. Nice and easy to get to.
Up here we have our nice little fan vent so that it's right above our heads. We have just enough space to kind of sit up here, so it's not too bad. And this is what I was talking about with the cubby situation on one side and the drawer situation on the other. I would love if there was two drawers, you know, one on each side. Same with this cabinet. It would be so cool if they had put one on the same side, you know?
There's space for it.
Yeah, so we're gonna look into that because honestly, this feels kind of like a waste of space over here to me. We also just got this beautiful down feather comforter from Bed Bath & Beyond.
ASMR.
I'm obsessed with it and I love the color and I love how it matches our new Dutch oven. Nice little shades we can pull down for privacy and for darkness.
And there's a little emergency button.
Exit there,
in
yeah.
case you have to climb through the window. I don't know if I'll fit through the window, but
Each side has these nice little lights. And that's about it.
And this is going to be the rig we're driving all the way up to Valdez, Alaska, where we're going to be working.
Make sure you subscribe here and become a member on our Patreon so you get all of the updates.
If you have any questions, put them in the comment box below, and make sure to like and subscribe.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.